Great, thank you very much for joining me on this learning journey of Bhagavad Gita. So let us check the next verse. Bhagavad Gita chapter 1, text 41. Sankara naraka yaiva kulagnanam kulasya cha patanti pitaro hi eta esham lupta pindodaka kriyaha. So in the previous verse we discussed that how if the people are killed, then the family traditions, the family things get deteriorated and the woman becomes degraded. And in this, Arjuna is saying that if I kill these people, then what will happen? An increase in the unwanted population will cause hellish life. So that means what happens is like when adulterated people, when people get adulterated, then unwanted population starts to grow in a big number. So when unwanted population starts to grow in a big number, then what happens is, there is a hellish life, that the life becomes difficult, hellish life for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. So for a family to continue, there has to be parents and there has to be responsible, citizens, those who take care of those children. So when unwanted population grows, so what happens is like the population that is coming in through a unfair means. So that's where the family traditions are not, educated or not transmitted to the next generation. Because the children that come in through a wrong means, they create a havoc in the society and they create hellish life for, both the family and also they destroy the family tradition. So ancestors of these families, they fall down because the performance of offering for the food and water, they are entirely stopped. So pindodaka kriyaha patanti pitaro hi esam. So pitaro is referring to the ancestors, the pitrus. Patanti, they fall down because lupta pindodaka kriyaha. So we offer pinda or sraaddha, on the demise day of that particular person. And on that day, what happens is, you follow a particular procedure, follow a particular method to make that offering, and that offering reaches to that ancestor and that ancestor accepts that offering, and that's how their life carries forward. And if we stop that particular offering is stopped because of the lack of the family tradition, because of the lack of the connection with the family, because the people that were generated is now not connected to any family. They are just like, orphans. They don't have a family, they don't have family tradition, they don't have parents, and they are just loitering in the street. So they do not offer the foods that is offered to Vishnu as a Sraaddha. So if the Sraaddha is stopped altogether, then what happens is, the Pitrus, they are those who are ancestors, they cannot move forward in their journey. So there is a detailed description of how the journey of a person, of a soul after a person dies, that happens. So there are multiple ways that there are multiple paths for us to understand that there are multiple paths that one can actually go after one actually dies. So there is a possibility that if a person dies, one may get into the Pitraloka, one may get into subtle bodies like ghosts, if the proper cremation is not done, or if there is an untimely death, or for some reason there is some untimely death or accident or something like that. So when the food remnants, when the food in the form of Sraaddha ceremony is stopped to offer to the Pitralokas, the forefathers and all those Pitrus, they actually they get bound up in that particular situation. So here it is mentioned that, but for a person who is following the process of devotional service, so for him, so no matter in what situation a person is lying, no matter in which family tradition that person falls into, no matter if that person is exposed to some kind of family tradition or not, no matter whether that person is taken care by a set of parents or not, but if one actually starts to take up to the process of bhakti or process of devotional service, then this is what is mentioned here. Devarsi bhutapta nirnam pitranam Naking karunayam rinite rajan sarvatmana ya saranam saranyam gato mukundam parihritya kartum. So it comes in the Srimad Bhagavatam 11th and 5th chapter 41st verse, 41st verse. So when a person gets birth, he gets indebted to these kind of people. Devarsi means they are indebted to all the sages. Bhuta Apta. So all the living entities, they are getting indebted to all the living entities. Nirnam, they are getting indebted to all people, all naras. Pitrunam. So they are also indebted to the Pitrus, because of whom we are here. Naking Karunayam Rinite Rajan. So one who is seriously following the practice of bhakti, one who is seriously following the process that is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, then what happens is like Sarvatmana ya Saranam Saranyam. So when a person is completely dedicated to Gato Mukundam Pariharti Kartu, one who is completely dedicated oneself to surrendering to the Mukunda, the name of another name of Krishna. So Mukunda, the name comes because he is the giver of mukti. Krishna can award mukti to some person, provided one is qualified, provided one is deserving. That's why his another name is Mukunda. So the person who has gone into the shelter completely 100% to the shelter of Mukunda, he need not perform these activities. That means he does not have any longer any debt to any of these people. Devarsi, Bhuta, Apta, Nrinam, Pitranam. So all these people, they do not have any debts. But the problem is, many times we may think that, how can I leave everything and go complete surrender to Krishna or Mukunda? It's practically not possible for that matter. So we need to perform these Sraaddha ceremonies and all sanskaras and all those activities. And also we add bhakti element to that, and that's how we slowly move from, so just like when a person leaves a company, he resigns a company and then wants to join to another company. So there is a knowledge transfer that happens. There is a handover that happens, right? So he is in the notice period. In that notice period, he transfers that knowledge to the new person or to the successor or to someone he is allocated to, and he is slowly moving out. So similarly, so it may not be possible directly jump in to dedicate ourselves completely, Gato Mukundam, to take shelter of Mukunda or Krishna. It would be a slow process. It would be a gradual step-by-step process. So when one takes up to devotional service, when one takes up to bhakti, then slowly one actually transcends, one actually moves forward. Then at a point, there is a possibility that one can relinquish all these responsibilities. But till then, we will need to continue with these responsibilities. And the main thing here is that we should offer Pinda, we should offer Sraaddha to our ancestors. There are many instances that happen in the non-Vedic traditions, especially in the foreign countries where the Vedic tradition is not known. So after the person is leaving the body, he does not get the Pinda or he does not get the Sraaddha. So that is why there is a enormous amount of ghostly beings that are highly populated in those areas, and that's one of the reasons that we should offer Pinda to our ancestors, because that will actually allow them to move forward. They don't just remain in the ghostly bodies, they don't just remain hungry in the present state, and they would just move on to the next stage, and then their journey becomes easier. So Pitruloka and Narakaloka. Naraka is the hellish planets, and the Pitruloka is the Pitrus, where the Pitrus are residing. They are kind of nearby, in a close proximity. So when a person when a person dies, they are kind of going to the Pitruloka, and while they are in the Pitruloka, they may have to come to the Narakaloka for some kind of punishment or some kind of thing that they are supposed to get. So intermittently, they will come to Pitruloka. So they will come to Pitruloka, they will accept the Sraaddha when that is time, and then they will go back to that whatever they are supposed to suffer, and all that thing that is there. So this transition that helps them to keep moving forward. So we are no one to judge who is suffering, who is why they are going to hell, and why they are going to all these things. But there is a provision that is made. There is a foolproof system. So that provision is already there. So whether they go to Naraka or not, so even if they are staying in the Pitraloka, so offering 2 times food in a year we offer usually 2 times food on one time. In our tradition, it happens like one time we offer, and during the Makar Sankranti, and another days when the person has actually left his body. So yearly 2 times that food is offered, and they get 2 times in a day. So that's the time scale that happens there. So here 1 year, that is 1 day there. So when we continue to offer this food stuff as the Sraaddha or the Pinda twice a year, so they get twice a day, and that's how they sustain themselves in there. So it is the responsibility of the successors to provide Sraaddha or the Pinda to the ancestors, all the ancestors for that matter, whether you know someone or not, all the ancestors, those who are there, yearly 2 times we should provide that Sraaddha ceremony, and to enable to as a expression of our gratitude, and at the same time we should also do this as a duty, because we are a part of that lineage, and it is our responsibility to continue with that. So great. So let's see the next one.